Okay. All right. So as you know, today's October 21st, and it's our last Western Area Rep meeting. And thank you everyone who made it so far. And there's
We're still alive.
you're still alive. I know. Oh,
Although today I don't feel like it. I went and got my COVID booster yesterday, and geez, that's knocked my socks off.
yeah. I heard for some people, my husband went and got his and he fell asleep. Anyone else got their booster?
I had the same problem with the booster. I didn't have problems with the shots, but it knocked me out for the booster.
Oh, well, they say it's good because your body is, reacting to that.
Mhm.
It means it's
didn't-
your immune
didn't have
system's
any
fighting it.
Mm-hmm. Actually, that's a good thing. Well, why don't we move forward, and that way we can go back making dinner or whatever. We can talk about, meetings next year. I'm thinking of quarterlies, but we'll talk about that. So first off, on the agenda, everyone they get a copy?
Yep.
If not, I emailed a copy. Okay, so there's a new A&G, you saw that, A&G membership impact. Now it's going to be January. I don't know yet how they're going to prorate it, or,
You want me to tell you, Shirley?
okay, Carly, good. See that, I'm glad Carly's here. Go ahead, Carly.
Okay, for the end of this year, everybody is just paying their $52 if they're a 1-year member. We'll just talk about the 1-year members.
Yeah.
So they're paying their $52, and then their membership will expire. I'll use me as an example. Mine expires in November. I've paid my $52 and it'll expire next November.
Okay.
Okay,
Next November, I'm going to pay $4.33 for November, and then $4.33 for December. And then my 52, along with my $52 to move forward into the new year. If your membership is expiring, say in March, your bill will show up as less 2 months, so that your membership will expire on December 30th. This is going to be our transition year, most of the members, because most of our members are 1-year members. There's a few that are, 2, 5, and 10.
so you're prorating it using the number of months per month.
Right. Now, that's for renewal members.
Okay.
The system automatically, for a new member, the system will automatically prorate it by day.
Okay.
So if the system automatically does that, we're not rewriting the code.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're just going with it.
Okay. So if somebody new signs up in April, they won't pay $52. They'll pay some prorated amount, and they'll expire next January 2023.
Right. Everything will expire on December 31st. So their new membership starts.
Okay. And I have a question, because like mine is in September. And sometimes I get a notification that says my membership is due by September 30th. Sometimes I get nothing, but National's aware of that because it's something we've been talking about early on. So will I then pay in January? And is it due January 1st, or is it due during the month of January?
Technically it's due January 1st.
Okay.
And you will pay in January $52, but because you're a September expiration, you'll still have, in September, you'll pay your $52, and then next September, you'll pay your prorated amount for the end of the year to bring you to the December 31st, 2022 count date.
Okay, so in January, I'll pay $52 again.
No, in January, you'll pay nothing.
Pay nothing. Okay.
You'll pay nothing.
In September, I'll pay $52 plus $4.33 for the 3 months.
And
October,
in
November,
September, because September, you're going to fall off. You're going to be in a different cycle. You're going to pay just the 3 months worth, and then you'll pay in January.
So I'll pay $4.33 times 3.
Right. And actually, there's going to be a
monthly
schedule that comes out.
Okay.
Yeah.
That shows everybody what they have to pay.
Okay, because
So
we're having a membership meeting next week, and it's our last meeting of the year. So I examples are good because then I can give everybody examples.
Right.
So everybody will pretty much pay their $52 when they become expired this year, and then they'll catch up at the end of the year if they're early in the year.
Right. So next year, if you were a January date, it would be
Mhm.
$52.
Right,
If
which
you're
are
gonna
many of
be-
our members are, because that's our founding date is January.
Actually, your founding date.
Yes, our chapter founding date. All of our
Yeah.
founding members are due in January. Okay,
And then if you say you were a February date, your
Mhm.
bill is going to be less the $4.33.
okay. Okay,
So-
but they're gonna send out a schedule.
Yes, there will be a schedule that gets posted. It's going to come out with one of those emails, and then it'll be, I don't know exactly where it's going to get posted, but it's going to get posted.
Okay, but,
My-
okay, so,
Okay.
Okay. thank you.
So in that scenario with Karen, so she ending in September and then billing, so she, in a sense, would get 2 invoices. We billed
Mhm.
twice. All right. Just want to double check that.
2022, I'm gonna pay 3 months.
And
Right.
then ideally, she would get notified January 1st. Now you have to pay the $52.
$52, right?
Okay.
Yes, well, and and the beauty of it is when everybody knows that it's January 1st, everybody should know that it's January 1st. It's not going to be all these screwy dates that none of us can keep track of.
Right,
Yes,
right. It would
Right.
We
be-
are
and
going to
it-
get, we are going to get notified, and we're going to get an invoice specific to us.
hopefully.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the
Yeah.
plan. That's the plan. And we're working really closely with the technical team to make sure, testing it and make sure that everything is working correctly and that the messages are out there, and it's so
Okay,
far it's
so-
looking good.
Okay, so let's, one more question. So let's say somebody expires in February of 2022. They'll
Uh-huh.
get an invoice for $52 minus the 1 month, the $4.33. So, but that will be coming sometime in December, so they have time to pay it by January 1st.
Well, they wouldn't know it by January 1st. They know it by February 1st.
Well, okay. Okay, so you'll still get your month, whatever your renewal month has been, you'll still get that invoice.
Right, because we have to have that transition period.
Okay,
And that's the hardest part. And trust me, we wrote it out and then we read it and we go, oh no, we got it wrong. We write it out again and we read it, and it, between the years and the dates and.
okay,
but
so
yeah.
for 2022, everybody will renew the same month they've been renewing. It'll either be $52 plus or $52 minus something.
Right.
Okay,
So I just did 52 divided by 12. That's 4.3.
Yeah.
So I assume it's 4.34. So it's $4.34. Right.
The schedule so shows $4.33, and I'm not going to dicker over the pennies.
Okay, no
Okay.
problem. We need a penny, to be honest. So that means in January, you'll be sending notice out for over 5,000 people, theoretically.
Theoretically, but the thing is that when it's all done, we're not going to send them snail mail. We're going to, it's going to be all done
Email.
electronic, and it's going
Well-
to come, and then everybody's going to know that their date is January.
Okay,
So
so
we get to
right now-
2023.
right.
So 2023, all right. Okay. So does anyone else have any other questions? I would highly recommend too, when the article comes out, a lot of people don't get emails that, we post it in our newsletters,
Mhm.
even mail it out if, for those who don't have mail or emails, it's an important thing.
We
Well,
only
thank
have, we have one member who gets their newsletter
Right.
by everybody else's emails.
Yeah, we have a couple, and so we've got it in the newsletter starting this month, and it'll, or actually November, and then it'll go for the next few, and
When is that article going to come out, Carla? I haven't seen it yet. Do you know? missed
well,
it.
we just got an email last week, I think, talking about it, so it'll probably be another email either next week or the following week.
Okay, good.
So the biggest takeaway I get is that 2022, you'll still pay the same month. It just might not be $52. It may be a little bit more. It may be, well, it will be $52 or less
Right.
Until
And
you get to the end of the year,
until you get to the end of.
last quarter of the year, because we thought it was ridiculous to send somebody an invoice for $4.33 and then turn around and send them an invoice for $52. I would get a little irritated personally, so I thought, why don't we make this a little bit easier? And it's going to be so much better for us nationally
Right. Right.
to know what our budget dollars are, to
Mhm.
all kinds of things are just going to be so much better. And it's going to help with having to, all the members that can't remember when their date is and making those phone calls on, when do I have to pay my dues? I didn't get my magazine because I forgot to pay my dues. That was my mother. So
Well, and the thing is, it's been very inconsistent about reminders that your chapter dues are due. I know mine's due in September, and in the past, I've sometimes get an email, but it doesn't tell me where to send it, or because I prefer to just to write a check, which I know I'm in the minority. This year, I didn't get it until, I don't even know if it was like 3 days before, but I had already received an email with the invoice that I had paid. It's just been very hit and miss. And so hopefully this will streamline it and it'll be more consistent for everyone.
yes, that's what we're hoping for.
And then devote the IT resources for other things than trying to fix this email notification for thousands of different days and reminders, you know?
Right.
We can
right.
use the money to go to someplace else.
And it doesn't seem like it should be that difficult, but apparently with whatever the software is that they're using at National, it must make it more, it must not be an easy change.
Well, it's the transition. And
Well,
that's
no, I meant
part-
about how it is
Prior
now,
to that,
where
Carly.
where
Prior
people
to-
can get a monthly
to this.
notification that their dues
Right.
are due.
Yeah, and I don't know why we've had hiccups in that really. So this will make it a little bit more consistent with the way the software is supposed to work.
Right. And a reminder, Carly is the treasurer for National, but Janice Gaipo is in charge of the back operations. So, you know, I know Carly and Janice probably working very closely, as well as the entire board on this. So thank you so much, Carly, for filling in.
Sure.
I'm so glad you're here because it gets, now you explain this quite well, it gets to the second part of this conversation, and which is why I'm glad the membership chairs are here, is that you may want to do the same thing for your chapter dues. You know, as Karen said, it makes it really easy for the membership. They're saying, just one shot deal. You know, I mean, come on. And a lot of people don't want to be membership chair. Come on, let's be honest, right? It's not an easy, I was membership chair twice. So I know the job, and it is difficult. So something for you guys to consider, especially in the pandemic world. I know many of you have reached out and said, hey, I want to update the bylaws and the standing rules because of what the pandemic. If you haven't done so, this is an excellent time to kind of wrap this in as well. You may want to adopt the way National is doing it to prorate it, to the same methodology. So whatever your chapter wants to do, you know, I'm just making that suggestion. I'm going to suggest it to my chapter too, is to do the same.
Yeah, well, and
Carly?
I can speak for San Bernardino, because
Mhm.
I'm also president there, is
Right.
that we're gonna probably leave our membership. Our membership all is supposed to renew come
Mhm.
April. We
Right.
kind of wanted to sync it up with what the fiscal year was for National.
Right.
So that's what we kind of run on. But I think we'll probably leave it there, in that if you have all the national, everybody's renewed their national dues in January, it makes it easy for the membership person to go in and see, oh, did everybody renew their national dues?
Right.
And if not, then go after those few people and say, well, you can't be a member of our chapter if you didn't pay for national. And that might make it a little bit easier. And we personally are not going to prorate the dues. We never have.
Okay.
We, well, for us, if they get a NINA design. So we figure for $15. you
That's
got your
true.
NINA
They
design.
get a free, needlepoint
Mhm.
design.
Yeah.
That's, like I said, it's for each chapter to discuss. So Juana?
I took, when I took over the membership, that was one of the things that I made to our chapter. I said, this is just it's insane. And I said, it's when our annual meeting is, and that's when your dues are due. And we did prorate it because it's only $12. So it was $1 a month.
All right. So it's easy. So no,
Yeah.
it's really up to each individual chapter. All I'm saying is that if you wanted to think about that, now Carly has a good point. It does give people an opportunity to finish up paying, and in that way, when they go after the chapter dues, it's not such a pain and it's not at the same time.
Right.
You know what I mean? But so Karen, how's it working for you with the membership chair there? Because
Oh, I have a great membership chair. So, and
Yeah.
we're a small, not that big of a chapter. We have about 30 members, 28.
Oh, okay.
So it isn't actually that big a deal
Okay.
to do it. And we have always traditionally put it in the newsletter for a couple of months, like, January, February dues are in the January newsletter, and, and most people know. And since two checks, so to speak, have to be written, it isn't really a problem, but I haven't discussed it, whether we want to go to an annual
Mhm.
or, because we haven't had a meeting since. So
Right.
it might be something we'll talk about early next year and decide, because
Sure.
it would be a transition year like it is for A&G, and decide
Right.
what we're gonna do. And our dues are 17, so it's, it's not that much whether they,
Mhm.
so.
Well, thank you. Juana, did you have anything else?
No, I was just saying that if you sync it up to having your dues due in January as when national is, you might get some flack by people saying, well, that's right after Christmas.
Yeah.
And, the bills have come in and paying for Christmas. So that's just something to think about.
Well, I mean, they're gonna say something about A&G National, so, but we'll see. I mean, it's a transition year. We'll find out. You're not gonna change it overnight anyway.
No.
We'll see how this is going. But that's all it was. It's just an idea to think about, and you got a transition year next year. Thank you very much, Carly. That was very,
Sure.
very
And for the
informative.
first time, I think ever, we haven't gotten any negative comments yet.
Oh, okay, that's good.
So, I mean, that's a biggie. Everything
Yeah.
we do at National, we get negative comments. So it's a biggie.
No, I'm thumbs up for synchronizing. I really, I thumbs up because it just makes, for me, I could see making life
Yeah.
easier.
And I know EGA did it several years ago. I think it's May for EGA. I'm not a member anymore, but right about the time I left my EGA chapter, they were doing that, and nobody seems to mind, because a lot of my
Okay.
friends belong, so
Mhm.
it's
Okay.
good that they're both not due at the same time.
Yes.
For the A&G and the EGA members, it's good that we've got January, and I as I said, I think it's May.
Yes,
Right.
it is May.
So it's really good that it's not the same.
And we thought of that, actually.
Okay, good.
Well, since I'm a life member of both chapters, I don't have to worry about it, really, to be honest. And I encourage people to be life members, makes things easier. The next one, resuming in-person meeting updates. I know from our past couple meetings, many of you expressed interest on the updates and how's it going resuming in-person meetings. So I'm going to open to the floor. Anybody want to share how their experience has been?
We had ours, we've had 2 meetings. And it was, well, we had our annual picnic that we had, and then we had a meeting after that. And people attended, and everybody was excited to be together.
Mhm.
The church hadn't been opened yet. It will be open this coming next Monday, or first Monday in November. And people were there. So it went well. And we had a fairly good turnout too.
All right, that's
So,
great. That's great. No issues with the mask or anything?
No, because not in Washington, yes, requires masks,
Okay.
but the church did not. So we didn't have to wear masks. Oh,
Okay.
and people wore masks if they felt more comfortable.
Right.
But
Okay.
everyone in our group has been vaccinated.
Oh,
So-
okay. I know that Val Reese from Point to Point wanted to share. She couldn't make it today. They resume in-person meeting and she required everyone to wear a mask. It's in Long Beach, California. So I think, but she's president and only one person who really objected. It was kind of like a new member. And then the person everyone complied except for the new member, and the new member just simply left. So that was their experience. That's all I know about that.
It's mandated that they wear masks.
Mm-hmm. And this woman refused and had an argument with Val. For those of you know who Val is, has a very strong personality and she's not easily intimidated, right, Carly? So yeah, she can hold her own very well.
Yes.
Yeah, so but good for Val, for holding that to the safety. So, but that's all she shared. She wanted me to share that story with you. Okay.
We're not going to start our in-person meetings probably until January. We're looking for a new place. Where we were holding our meetings. They want to start charging us $250 a meeting, which is just a lot of money.
Wow.
And so we're in the process of looking for a new place because we just can't afford that 250.
Right.
And so many places we called, that was their rate. And it's like, oh, so we found 2 places. I'm going to go check them out next week.
Do you meet at night or during the day?
Well, we're also trying to shift it to Saturdays. Because we've been meeting at night, but it's hard because Southern California, the traffic is horrible. So getting there by 7 is horrible. Our away members really have enjoyed joining us via Zoom, and we'd like to be able to do that. So we thought if we could shift it to a Saturday afternoon, we could still get potentially people that are working and then also not have all of the traffic congestion that we currently have in the evening. So we're trying to figure it all out because otherwise I'm afraid it's going to be me and a couple of board members sitting there looking at each other.
I belong to also another guild in the area, and we tried during the day. We meet at the senior center. So we meet from 1 to about 3:30, and then we go for dinner, and then we have our nighttime meeting at one of the ladies' condos meeting room. And she probably wouldn't be attending if we didn't meet at her condo meeting room. So that's an idea. If someone lives in a condo and they have a meeting room and they allow you to, have a meeting there.
And oftentimes it's free. They're
right, and there was no charge. There is a $2 charge at the senior center, which is I'm willing to support the senior center.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, and our problem is also we have people that come from the desert and people that come from the beach. So we were trying to keep it somewhere central, and which is more of the San Bernardino Redlands area. But I tell you, it's tricky. But this one place is very interested in using Saturday afternoons because they do use their meeting space and it looks pretty nice online. They do use it a lot during the week, but they have nothing on the weekends.
Oh, that's really good. That's a good possibility.
Well, then,
Right.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
Well, we're not meeting. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, I was going to go for Teresa, and after that, who else had the hand up? Oh, I'll do Teresa, Marsha, then Karen, and then Cheryl. How's that? Go ahead, Teresa.
Okay, thank you. I'm Olympic chapter up here and we meet on Bainbridge Island outside of Seattle. September, the end of September, we did our first in-person meeting since January of 2020. It was a smaller group, but not by much than what we've had in the past for in-person. I'm thinking, Shar, you might correct me on this. We had like 10 or 12 people show up, somewhere around that. And one of the things that I emphasized for the in-person was bring a lot of show and share, because it's different to see it in person, spread out on a table, than when you're Zooming and showing it in a Zoom meeting or in the newsletter. And a couple of our ladies, it was like a whole table full of stuff. It was pretty amazing, just the show and share. Our October meeting, we're back Zooming because we're doing a joint venture with the Pacific Northwest chapter with a David McCaskill two-part workshop, Zoom program sort of thing, one of his lectures. And so the first half of that was this last Tuesday, and then our meeting date next Monday is the second half of the Zoom program. November, we're not sure yet. The church is open. We meet in a church and we do it on a Monday morning. So I'm just kind of holding off making a decision whether it's Zoom or not. And then we're still planning on an in-person Christmas party. So we've got our reservations. So we're hoping we get to do an in-person Christmas luncheon. So that's where we are right now. So
Thank you for sharing that. Good for you. Are you doing any hybrids meetings?
no, we don't have we haven't tried that yet. I don't do the Zoom part. Our chapter newsletter person is our Zoom guru, and I haven't wanted to burden her with that extra carrying around a camera, to Zoom on a session. So, it's something to think about, but we just haven't gotten there yet. So we'll see.
Next one is Marcia, and I'll get to you, Laverne, but it's Marcia and then Karen, Cheryl, and then Laverne. Okay, go ahead, Marcia.
Well, we started in-person meetings in June, but we have a very small group that usually attends, like 5 or 6 people. And we have members that have really big yards. We did it outside in their yard. And we were going to try another one next week in the park, but I think that's not going to happen. And we're just going to go back to Zooming. The church is open for services on a limited basis, but they're really not crazy about using the rooms yet. So
It's understandable.
Yeah.
It's understandable. Okay, thank you so much. I think the next person is then Karen. Let me spotlight you, Karen. Hold on. So we'll get to you. Go ahead, Karen.
Right, we haven't resumed in-person meetings, and we've been told by our facility that it'll probably be a few months into the new year if all stays stable or gets better before we can meet. So we are trying to find like an interim place, like a senior center in San Marcos or a meeting room. And so we have a couple of members checking on that. And we're going to attempt to do some kind of a hybrid, or at least have Zoom available so that those members who don't feel comfortable coming or aren't able to come can tune in on Zoom. We're having our last meeting of the year next Wednesday night, and we don't meet in November and December because of the holidays. So, so hopefully in January we might be able to get together, and we're going to have a lot of show and tell because everybody's keeping track of everything. And I know I have a pile of stuff, so, it's going to just be a fun time.
Extravaganza of all finished
Yes,
products.
yes,
And
exactly.
That's a really good thing. All right. Thank you for sharing, Karen. And the next person is Cheryl. You put you on the spot. Cheryl's from Sacramento.
Yeah, Sacramento, they are doing an in-person party in December. The rest of the meetings will be on Zoom. And then the proposal for next year, they do not want to do any hybrid meetings. So they were looking at doing 2 on Zoom and then 1 in person, then 2 on Zoom. So a quarterly basis, they would have an in-person meeting. We do not have a site because where we were meeting, we have to pay for the entire year, and it's gotten rather pricey, particularly if we're only going to be meeting there 4 times. So I think I'm not sure, but I think they're looking for alternative places to get together.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much for sharing that for Cheryl. Then the next person, let me get to, is Laverne. Go ahead, Laverne. Oh, you're on mute, Laverne.
Gotcha.
Okay.
We started meeting in person last November. And we had, our church was open. We said, if you're uncomfortable, wear a mask. We had, the 6 feet, and we cleaned and sanitized everything before and after the meeting. And we had probably 12 members average come to those meetings. We had stitch-ins during the summer. Very low attendance for the stitch-ins. We have a lot of snowbirds, so they probably weren't here in this 122-degree weather. But
why wouldn't they be?
We had our first meeting in September. Our meeting is on Thursday mornings, so we had a meeting today with a really good class project. We had 21 members present. We had the church sets up the room 6 feet apart still, but they were moving chairs. So they were actually shoulder to shoulder. Some of the tables were shoulder to shoulder for this class, which kind of thought that's their choice. But we've been having no masks and like I said, social distancing, but we've had great meetings, all in person. And, I belong to another group that does hybrid meetings. They're terrible. We're going to go to probably either all in person or all Zoom meetings because hybrids are just too hard. If you're doing it live, you don't get to see the people on Zoom because there just isn't, there's just not enough computer, space. And if you're a hybrid person, it's difficult to hear. So that's why, I would not recommend a hybrid meeting.
Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate that, Laverne. Anybody else wants to share? And I'll share mine with what SDNG is doing. Oh, okay, Dorothy and then Sandy. How's that? Okay, Dorothy, let me put you on replace spotlight. Go ahead, Dorothy. Oops.
Hi there. Pacific Northwest up in the Seattle area still is not meeting in person. The 2 locations we typically meet are not available for us, and I don't think they will be. We have tried to find other locations, but the majority of our members are not yet comfortable to attend. So we unfortunately are still doing Zoom. We've decided that we will look at it again after the first of the year and see if we can find perhaps a location that provides social distancing capabilities. But we're still doing our Zoom meetings, and at least we're doing those.
Oh, well, that's very good. That's very good. At least you're keeping there. Thank you for sharing. Sandy from Mount Rainier.
Hey there.
Go ahead.
Well, we have been meeting all along. We lost our meeting place at Karen Geringer's complex that she lives in. But because our chapter is small, right now, I think we're down to like 12 members, and usually we don't always have 12 people. So what we did was we just decided to meet at my house, and we've been meeting here ever since, I can't remember since, and we'll probably continue to meet here until we might be able to go back to Karen's place, because like everybody else, there's not that many places that we can meet that don't cost money, and we don't have that kind of money to spend on meeting rooms. For Christmas, we've already made our reservations at a junior college that has a cooking school. It's can't think of the name of it, but at any rate, they actually provide, like a service of dining in. And so we've made reservations, and we're going to go there for our Christmas party.
That's really very clever. Very
Good idea.
out of the box.
Yeah, it gives them, it's a chance for it's like a trade school, basically, a junior college, but they, focus on trades. And, it gives them a chance to put on a special lunch.
That's right, to practice.
The whole bit, yes, with tablecloths and, set the spoons and forks in the right places and do the cooking, and yay, they clean up too.
So do you get a set menu?
I'm not really sure how that works because I did not make the arrangements. One of our members did. So that's something that we'll find out at our meeting in November.
I hope they allow you time if you want to do a gift exchange or.
Oh, I'm sure they will. I'm sure they will.
All
And we
right.
usually do have, you know, some type of exchange there at the Christmas thing.
Mhm. All right, thank you so much. I appreciate that, Sandy. I'm so
Okay.
glad you're here. I'm so glad everybody's here, to be honest. Okay, there was one other person. Did I miss that person to share? Okay, so let me share from San Diego chapter. We have resumed in-person hybrid meetings. So we were very lucky, the president and I, we decided to go out of the box and we checked out places that were nonprofits, because a lot of nonprofits have meeting rooms. And we happened to land on one near a freeway named Access to Jobs. And in fact, it was the president who just called me. And her name is Christy Buckley. And I can't believe how lucky we are. But she has a large staff meeting room that's next to a loading dock. So you can open the door. So you can imagine all the air, the fresh air that comes in. So this area, this alcove that is the staffing room, I think Cheryl, you've been there. Some of you. No, Cheryl, you have not been on the Zoom
No,
yet? Okay.
No, I haven't.
Carly, have you been on? Because you're a member. No, not yet. Okay, so they actually have a projector on the screen, you know, showing movies and everything. So we actually showed using my projector, my laptop here that you're seeing now, project onto the screen a Zoom, and we have in person and facing our members. Now, there are some technical hitches. I'm not going to lie. That's why Christy, I can't believe this. This woman is going to even call our IT tech. So far, let me tell you, she's offered this room for us to use for free. But we're paying her $25 a month because it's an organization, you know, that helps matching jobs, mentoring jobs for at-risk youths and underserved populations. We also, but she's calling her IT staff. One of the things we did find out, whoever said the hybrid is hard, is it you, Dorothy?
Laverne.
Yeah, Laverne. Okay, so you're right. You do need someone savvy, not gonna lie, about the equipment and about the speakers, because the speakers you hear is only on my laptop. So, and I have a mic, and then we have to have a separate camera to face from the projector, from this big screen to face, so that people on Facebook can have a camera to see the audience. Okay. So I am working out the bugs. One day, what I'd like to do is make an arrangement and have a Western area rep meeting at the facility and show you all the equipment that's used to put together a hybrid meeting. Even though you may not be interested, you know, at least knowing about it gives you some knowledge, right? Okay, now because our chapter is 180 members, we owe it to them that we do this for them, because we've really bonded over Zoom links. We had Zoom social specials. I mean, so not specials, well, they're special to us. Social meetings twice a week, twice a month. So they really, really have bonded with us, you know, and we bonded with them. There's a lot of people I like you guys. It's like Zoom here, right? We've gotten to know each other. I mean, would it have been great to be in person to stitch together? Absolutely. But I think this is the next best thing, you know? So we're very, very lucky. And the reason I'm telling you this is that I love the out of box ideas. I mean, our church, thank goodness our church threw us out. Literally, they didn't want us anymore. We had to be, no, literally, they said we had to be a faith-based agenda. We couldn't do that, obviously, right? And we had to have a member of the church and we had to talk about the Bible. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but that's just not our organization. So we reluctantly look for someplace else. And we're very lucky this organization is not even asking for insurance from us. So you may want to think about nonprofits in your area having staff meeting places. Okay. And I know, Karen, just to let you know, because I'm a former county employee, is that the county contracts with lots and lots of nonprofits. And part of their budget is getting meeting spaces, and they must have staff meetings and training rooms. Okay, so you may want to try that, you know, like, I'm not saying drug rehab places, but, you know, I know there's nonprofits all over the place. So what I'm saying is that it's an out of box idea, but you have nothing to lose by calling to ask. That's all I'm saying, right? So I'm very lucky we got the CAO. Her equipment is fairly new. She even had 2 senior supervisors sit with me and we worked through all the bugs. So I can't believe, I'm knocking on wood, how lucky we are. So I'm hoping and I'm praying that you guys all get the same opportunity as well. And Carly, you know, where you are, there's a lot of nonprofits there too. So I'm just saying, that's all. It's an idea for you to consider. So we actually had a lot of members coming back because of the hybrid, but it's going to take me a few months. I have to say, and you're right, Laverne is right. If you can't have someone helping out with the equipment, then there's no hybrids. And so I'm going to be on vacation 2 months because I haven't had, I promised my husband, my God, this poor man, he begged me, no more A&G. Can you please go to vacation with me? So I had to make him, I mean, last 2 years, he's been cooped up. So I did make him so I'm going to be gone January and March on, you know, Panama Canal. And then we're going to go to, not Hawaii, but Mexico. And then we're going to go to Europe. So if I'm not there, it's going to be all Zoom. Okay. So that's just no way around it. And hopefully we'll get someone to help. So I hope that was helpful to you too, and all your other stories. But we're anxious to have in-person meeting again. It was so good to see everybody. It was so good to give, you know, your friends a big hug. That felt really good. So, oh well, I can hardly wait so I can see you. So I can, you know, I hope you consider coming to Tucson, our 50th anniversary, and give you all a big hug. You know, I mean, Carly and I are going to be there. We want to see you. And besides, there'll be some special prizes here. Okay, so thank you for the chapter news. Are there any other chapter? Okay, so we're done with number 2. Any chapter news other than meeting in person? Anything to report? Yes, Carly, go ahead.
Well, our website is down.
Oh,
Everyone tries to get to our website. The company that was hosting it went out of business. It
oh,
is so full of good news. So
I'm sorry.
Oh,
we got our money back. That's the good thing, but we're working on
Getting somebody else.
solving that. And the person who has been doing our website for years is trying to work through all of that. And, you know, but it's down. If you hear anything from anybody, there's nowhere to go look because we just don't have it right now.
Okay, well, we just got a new website guy. If you want to check him out, his name is Justin. I forgot his name of his company. Look on our website. He just redid our website.
Okay.
sdang.org. I think you'll be pleased to see what he's done. Okay, so just to let you know. Any other chapter news? Okay, so I see, let me do Sandy and then Karen. Go ahead, Sandy.
Well, while I said that our chapter is very small and we have lost a few members, I failed to say that we have 1 new member and a potential new member. The potential member not quite ready to get out because of COVID, but she definitely wants to join us. So that's good news for us.
Yay, I'm so happy for you.
Yeah.
Members, and is it a new member from outside?
Yes, actually,
Oh,
I think one of them is a new member to A&G as well as to our group. And the other one might be A&G at large member,
oh, good for you.
but
Good
I'm
for
not
you.
sure.
Congratulations, Sandy.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
it was out of the clear blue too. I don't even know how they found us. I have to
Okay.
find that out. This all happened before I was going on a 20-day vacation, so.
Uh-huh. That's fantastic. And then Karen, hold on, let me spotlight you, Karen. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, just wanted to share, you were talking about bylaws and
Mhm.
standing rules. We got ours approved by National. It was a pretty easy process.
Yeah.
You know, we communicated with Gail
Mhm.
times, you know, just asking questions. So we got it done on the first shot, which we were very happy with. And then we're continuing our Hearts for Hospice. We're going to send another batch off to Kansas City in November.
How
So
many this time, Karen?
well, it was 40 some the last time. I don't know exactly how many this time. I don't know if
Awesome.
I mean, we have a couple members who are prolific, just stitching. I get 1 or 2 done each time, and that's, you know, that's it. But it's, you
Mhm.
know, it's a very good cause, and we're really happy to contribute.
Thank you so much for sharing that. That's great. In fact, I would like to mention that in the next time, if you could take pictures of it, how many you got, we'd like to put it in the website next time, okay?
Okay,
Or not website,
I can
my
get the
board report.
picture. Yeah, I can get the picture from the last time, and I'll make sure I get the picture from this time.
Okay, great. And then send it to me. I like to put it in,
Okay.
Western area news and also
Mhm.
chapter news. If you want to send it to me and to Barbara Evans at the same time, she's looking for chapter news.
Yeah,
always.
we've
Newsletter.
already sent
Oh, good.
something for the magazine.
Thumbs up. Great job.
We
Great
did
job.
do that. We didn't get the format right the first time, but I think we got it right the second time, so.
Okay, anyone else with chapter news? Yes. Oh, Teresa.
So talking about bylaws, Olympic is in the process of finishing up our first draft to send to national. We hadn't redone our bylaws in quite a while. And so I've got a wonderful group of members that we're working through the process, and one person is putting the draft together. And I'm thinking by the end of October, we'll have something to send to Gail, which is good. I'd like to have it all done before the end of the year.
Yay, we know it's a long process. I appreciate. Oh, by the way, before I forget, part of my job is to keep also a copy of your chapter bylaws and standing rules. So Karen, can you just shoot me an email? I'll print out everything.
Yeah,
Whenever-
no, I will. I printed it out for Gail, and I have the
Oh.
all signed sheet back, but I haven't printed it out for my file yet. So I will
Oh,
do that,
okay.
and I will email you at that time.
Okay, great. Thank you. And I'll put it in my little binder here. Well, I want to share something. Is there anybody else? Okay, a San Diego chapter A&G. Of course, you know it's A&G. Why am I saying that? In September, what happened was our donations chair, Lee, has a medical issue. So we had to clean out her garage. And someone mentioned that I came back from my trip with my husband visiting all the California missions. Well, I came back to a living room of 60, 70 boxes of donated items from her garage.
Oh my God.
Because she was in the hospital and we had to transfer everything. So yeah, my husband was not happy. He was not a happy chappy when we walked in. Let's just say I have to be on the road for at least 3 weeks. And we looked at this and it took me 2 weeks to get through. So I had this crazy idea. There's a lot of canvases, you know how at stash sales, we're passing around the same stuff with the same people, right? So I wanted to break that cycle. And we had over several hundred books of needlepoint related books. What are you going to do with all of that? You guys know that, right? So we partner up with Needlecraft Cottage in Pacific Beach in San Diego. And we held an Explore Needlepoint Day. We advertised it for free to Nextdoor, the nextdoor.com people. And we did, through, Instagram and Facebook. So what we did was we took all our stash, those with the 14 mesh count, and, kitted them up with pattern and yarn. You know how that gets separated into boxes. And we taught quite a few people that day. And as a result, we had 6 people sign up to be members. 5 of them are local. 5 were local. So, and they want to participate now. A lot of them never held a needle until that day. And they signed up on the spot to be our chapter and national that same day. So I'm suggesting that you guys may try this tactic, especially when you have all the stash. And all I did was something very simple. We just simply taught the tent stitch. They could pick, there's a whole big box, it's called Make It and Take It. They all just picked out 1. Some people picked out 3. And there was actually a lot of young people. A couple of them are under 30, these women who signed up. And there was a couple men as well. So I'm doing kind of brag a little bit, but I'm just also excited because it didn't cost us any money in terms of staffing. Yes, it did. And a big $75 for the chapter. You know what it was? $60 for sandwiches for the volunteers, a case of small little bottles of water we gave to everybody, and balloons. You can get, $1 helium balloon from the dollar store. You got 4 balloons or 6. Woohoo! Well, we spent $6 for balloons, for helium balloons. That was pretty much it. And everything was donated because we had leftover needles, different packages. I just paired them all up into all these little kits. And we're going to do it again in May. So actually I was going to invite Karen because you're a sister PMS chapter.
Mhm.
It's needlepoint only. It's only tent stitch. I'm getting signs made. You may want to join us. But people, now the reason I'm mentioning this, there are people in from Las Vegas. Mary, I want you to hear this. They did not know there was a chapter in Vegas, in Nevada. So I refer them to you to Salt Lake City. There are actually people visiting from Orange County. So I refer them back to Point, to other places. What I'm saying is that you get people visiting. We're near a beach area, that's why too. So that helped out. And there are people who specifically saw our ads and specifically came down, to a beach area, find parking, and sat with us and stitched for the first time. Some of them picked up, their grandmothers taught them, they're like in their 40s, but they're still working people. So I'm really excited to share that model with you. Yes, go ahead, Teresa.
Just a question. You said you had lots and lots of books.
We gave it away.
You gave the books away?
Oh yeah, that's what we did. So we build it as a huge giveaway. Free
Okay.
books,
Mhm.
free needlepoint lesson, and free kit. Now, to get them to sign up, we told them, because they really started getting into it. You have, and some of them took I even kitted with partially stitched kits. They still wanted that, even partially kitted, right? So, but I had so much in my stash, big, the big bags, for needlepoint tapestry, the big bags that you carry. So we had, it's unfortunate, but we had a lot of people who died recently. So their family gave us everything. So there are great, like ermine, like I call the second tier, but it's like kind of intermediate, the big canvases, the beautiful ermine kitted, projects, they're $100, right? Are you familiar with them? The ermine needlepoint canvases. So what I did was I took that, and those are kitted with silks, I made that into, for a 2-year membership, if you join us today, and it was a special $36 for 2 years, whatever, you got a kit for approximately $150 to $200. Because, you know how much they cost, just even those big bags, the quilted bags to hold the big things, plus a complete painted canvas quilt that's kitted. Plus I had so many tools because the family members had no idea what laying tools were. So we had all these beautiful laying tools and needles and stuff. So and my daughter, she loves with that subscription, for cosmetic bags, you get a month. So she had all these, empty cosmetic bags. So she gave them a bunch to me and I just filled them up. So you know how much it cost a chapter to do that? $0. So it's pretty cool. So in any case, just to let you know, it was free. And that was it. So so that's the thing I wanted to share. I think it's something, if you wanted to try that out, it does take, I'm not gonna lie, it does take some, you do need people to teach. I can't believe how enthusiastic people were. And some people stayed like 40 minutes. They just want to sit there and just stitch. So all we did was tent stitching, continental, and basket weave. That's all we did. If they wanted a specialty stitch, I said, you come to our chapter, we'll teach you. And that's so simple. So you can take anything and make a special, whatever. So think about it. Okay. I know we have a few minutes left, so let's go through to the next one, website checks and testing emails. So really quick, I'm going to, myself and Stephanie Wong, who's a member of the chapter, and Val Reese, each of us are going to, one of us, you'll be receiving we're going to be testing the needlepoint, the chapter links off of the needlepoint.org site. I know Barbara Evans is working with the media campaign, arm of A&G to do a Facebook media, push for new members. So one of the things that we want to make sure that when the members of the public from Facebook comes and try to find us, that our links to our chapters are active and someone's responding to them. So they're going to email a link to everybody to one person on, it's supposed to go to someplace.
Mhm.
So it's to test the links. All we ask, you got a week to just respond, okay, we got it. That's all. So, and they're going also, if I don't get any responses back, I'll be contacting the chapter presidents to figure out. It could be I'm guessing the link is broken. That's my guess. And then we'll have to put in a card.
Facebook,
What?
Facebook,
No, needlepoint.org.
the links to the chapter emails.
To the chapter emails, right? I just want a simple, yes, we got it. That's all, nothing more, just to test it out. It's a test. And like I said, and you want to make changes beforehand, so you have the right link to somebody, you have to fill out a car. Okay, that's the only way we make changes, is through a car. And I talked to Barbara and Janice, they're on the cars now to make those changes quickly. Okay, they made that commitment. So I'm really confident it'll be done soon. Okay. Another thing is testing emails from needlepoint.org. I know I email you guys all the time, and I know some of you don't receive it. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to do a test, and I want to see how many people respond back to me. And I want to make it a commitment. Those who respond back to me are going to get a little something in December. I'm not going to tell you what, but it'll be a surprise. Okay. But I will also then, check in with the presidents of those I don't hear back, and have them check through their board and make sure, again, the site is working, because I'm testing the email things. I mean, we pay for it. We should get it working, right, Carly? We should get them all be working. Okay. Just make sure it all goes through. Okay. Any questions on that? No?
Will there be something that will identify it's from A&G? Because it will probably go to spam email.
It should. We go through there. It should be. I believe it'll be from A&G. So what's going to happen is that starting tonight, that they're supposed to send you something within the next 3 or 4 days. So look in your spam folder, Marcia. Okay, my testers are so you'll know, expecting an email either from me, Stephanie Wong, or Val Reese. Okay, we split the list up. Okay, all right. Announcements. I only have one announcement. They asked, I accepted, because I took over to run for Western Area Rep. So I was a substitute to fill out, or not substitute, to fill in Lisa Edel. She had to step down. So I was filling out her term. So I actually was never elected into this position, but I'll be formally elected if you want me in May. If not, then, vote for the other person. That's all. Okay. Well, they're still recruiting for other people. So, you may want to do it. That's what a fair election is supposed to be. So I just want to let you make that announcement. And in 2022 meeting schedule, I'm thinking of just going quarterly, and maybe special meetings. If you guys want a special meeting, we'll put one, or if there's something that's coming up that's very urgent or newsworthy, I'll call for a meeting then. If I do, I'll try to do it on the third Thursday. So you guys kind of have a rhythm there. And, but are there any objections to that, or any comments about that? No, just be quarterly. So we'll just start out maybe fresh in January. I'll be gone. No, I shouldn't say that. I'm going to lie. Okay. I've lied already. Sorry. I'll be gone. No, I'll be gone for most of January. So probably in February, because we're taking my husband's bucket list is go on the Panama cruise, and it leaves, San Diego. So we're going to go and end up in Fort Lauderdale. So we'll be gone for most of January. So I will miss that third Thursday. Sorry about that. So it'll be February.
February.
For February. Okay. And I'll send out a schedule next year.
Okay.
For 2022, unless you guys, no objection to that. Okay. All right. And that's really it. Any things you guys want to bring up? Mary, how are you doing, by the way? Oh, okay. So she's just listening to
We're
us.
doing lovely.
Thank you, Mary. Okay, well, I want to thank everybody for showing up for this last meeting of the year, and I'll let you guys go. And thank you so much for all your contributions and input for this year. It's been great.
Thank
Okay?
you.
Thank
All right.
you.
Thank you,
Shirley.
Bye,
Shirley.
everybody.
You've done a great
Bye.
job.
See you soon. Happy
Thank
happy
you.
holidays, everyone.
Happy
Right.
holidays.
Happy holidays. Happy Hanukkah, Merry
Yeah.
Christmas and all that. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye.